This is The Thunder Zone, a Tampa Bay 28 podcast original. Let's talk Bulls. Now, here's Kevin and Kyle.
Even on the winter break, the Lightning cannot escape the injury bug. Welcome into the Thunder Zone. That's Kevin Lewis. I'm Kyle Berger, and another bolt goes down.
And they've been dealing with that adversity really well all season long. Something you wouldn't like to deal with that often or ever. But a lot of guys have come back clearly from injuries. But one guy who is not Mad Max Crozier.
Yeah, Max Crozier, who had surgery to repair a core muscle injury. He'll likely be out for the remainder of the season, 10 weeks. He might come back 2 weeks into the playoffs, but he last played in the Stadium Series. He has 10 points on the year, 1 goal, 9 assists. Luckily for the Bolts, they got some guys coming back on the blue line as well.
Yes, and a couple of names. Of course, Braden Point, not on the defensive. He is their center, but Charles-Edouard Destu, Emil Lilleberg, assistant coach Rob Zettler, who's running things during this break, said they should be back. He said soon. There's another week. A week from Wednesday. So our next show will be the night that the Lightning return when they host the Toronto Maple Leafs. We'll see then kind of when Coach Cooper, everybody gets back in country, what their status is. But Rob Zettler, who's running practices while Coach Cooper is gone, they had their first practice on Wednesday. He talked about the injuries and getting these guys back, and it's sort of like at a trade deadline when you get players off injury, it feels like they're new. He said, he had a little update after the first practice about players coming back.
I think anytime you have a break like this, in whether it's, the All-Star break, the Olympics, the game is never far from your mind. Like, you're always thinking, what are we going to do when we get back? What are we going to work on when we get back? What do we need to work on individually to get back? So it's never far from your mind, but it is nice to step away for a second.
And, okay, so a lot of the Lightning teammates are playing in the competition overseas, and, he further addressed the injuries of Lilleberg and Charles-Edouard Destu. But listen in the background, because there's a certain sporting event going on a television at the TGH Iceplex that will interrupt Coach Zettler here toward the end of his soundbite.
We do know a couple things. Lilleberg played the right side for basically 20-some games. I thought he did an excellent job. Destu's played a little bit of the right side. He did a good job. Carlisle played the right side with Hedman the last 2 or 3 games before the break. I thought he was comfortable over there. He played the right side in college for 3 years. So we have people that are comfortable over there. In a perfect world, we would say we want left-right, but at the end of the day, we want guys who are playing the best. You hear all this stuff going on. By the way, Canada's playing right now, boys.
And somebody from the Lightning organization told me that it's a very partisan Canada organization, as they would say in the building, because a lot of the guys are Canadian.
Sure. I mean, you got.
Look at that. That is
Hagel's over there playing for Canada.
That's style and profiling.
A couple guys, a Braden Point, who was supposed to be on Canada, but he is dealing with that knee injury that he suffered back on, I think, January 12th against Philadelphia. He was at practice today, so it was good to see him back at practice. He injured it while playing some of the best hockey of his season. I mean, the 15 games since his injury, he had 19 points in those games. So we're finally seeing Braden Point until another injury happened. So by the time this break is up, hopefully Pointer is back to himself.
There was an optional morning skate before the last game, before the break, and he was skating around. He was moving around. It wasn't a full speed practice, but it's good to see him, moving fairly freely and, not wincing in pain and, high-fiving and smiling with the guys.
Yeah, the report was everyone was at the practice on Wednesday over the TGH Iceplex, except for Nick Paul, who was hurt in the Stadium Series in the overtime period. Anthony Cirelli,
red jersey.
He was in a non-contact jersey, so Cirelli could be getting close. He was one of those other guys that should be over there with Canada right now. That's another reason why they have that big contingent of.
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty tame for yelling for hockey. We didn't have to bleep anything at all. But once the Lightning get back, they host Toronto in the first game back. It's one of those things, I think, if they come out hot on the other half of the break, it's every player, and the players said they want a little rest, but if they're rusty, it's like, too much time off. So I think it's just, time will tell, to see if 19-1-1 heading into the break, it almost literally doesn't get much better than that.
Once they come out of the break, it is going to be a sprint to the end of the regular season. 27 games left, and right when they come back, 3 games in 4 days. So you got the 25th, you got Toronto, then you got the Hurricanes, and you got a game on Saturday.
Yeah, and was it home, away, home? And they are dynamite. And again, we're going to say home for the Stadium Series because it was in the 8-1-3. So 10 straight home wins. That's the current streak that they are on. And, when they're scoring first, 26-4-1. It's all the same stats we gave you last week still hold because they haven't played any more games. But, the Lightning definitely playing excellent hockey. And we hope that continues after this winter break.
Yeah, and when we come back, we have a special guest
Yes.
joining us in the studio.
Yes, from the Lightning community. The outreach in the community from youth hockey to adult hockey is outstanding, and we'll hear how big that umbrella is. We start them young, they keep them playing, and they play when they're older, high school, beyond, adult league, and then they're fans for life. So very cool stuff coming up on the Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone.
Welcome back to the Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone.
Welcome back. I am Kevin Lewis, and this is the Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone. Special guest this week, I want to get your title right, the Community and Hockey Development Manager of Ice Hockey, because there is a ball hockey supervisor as well. Aaron Humphrey, thank you for taking the time. And for people who don't understand how big of an umbrella your position kind of runs, give the people kind of an idea of just how many bullet points, how many things you have on your plate.
Oh man, I could go on for days on this.
That's a challenge. That's a challenge.
So on my side of the world, we have 3 different avenues. We have ice hockey is the overarching, and then we have girls hockey, co-ed hockey, and then we have high school hockey and adaptive hockey. So 4 different avenues. Our co-ed hockey covers the normal learn to skate, learn to play, next step program we call Rookie League. Girls hockey covers same thing, learn to skate, learn to play, rec league. And then this past year we had 5 travel hockey programs. And then high school hockey encompasses 19 different high schools, about 37 different teams. And then adaptive hockey, we have a Lightning Warriors hockey program, our Heroes League, which is encompasses 6 teams, police, military, firefighters, teachers, doctors.
I'll leave if you want. Take I'll go.
That's all.
No, this is great. Yeah.
And then a sled hockey program.
Okay. So first of all, just the number of things you just listed 20, 25 years ago, people would have laughed if you said all these things would happen. Just being a part of an organization that has made hockey popular in the Tampa Bay area from knee high to, adults. I mean, how gratifying is that for you as someone who has their hands in it all the time?
It's absolutely incredible. So I'm actually from Florida, down in Naples. So I grew up, not knowing what hockey was. When I was 6, 7, I started playing roller hockey and didn't really think much of it until coming to Tampa for school, and then played at University of South Florida. And again, at that point in time, like hockey still wasn't that huge.
Right.
Our department specifically started in 2015. And then I joined in 2016. And so just watching like our amount of programs grow over the last 10 years, it's just been something truly special.
And, learn to skate because you have to learn to skate to play hockey. And I mean, there's gear involved and you provide equipment. Just how, vital is that to keep, those youth programs alive so kids keep playing until they're older?
Yeah, so that's actually the whole point of our department is trying to make everything as affordable as possible for kids wanting to get into hockey, increase the access, the different avenues that kids can join. On the other side of the world, we do ball hockey programming that's ran by Jordan McKenzie and his staff. They do a lot of free clinics just to introduce kids. Go out to schools, about 40 this year. Just taking over PE classes, getting kids the first introduction. And then from there, we start hitting them with learn to skate and learn to play classes, and relatively cheap option to get started. Learn to play specifically, we charge $299. You get a full set of equipment, 8 weeks of lessons with Lightning alumni. Whereas like if you don't join our program, you're spending probably upwards $800 to $1,000 just for the gear alone.
Yeah, coming from the upper Midwest, I have parent hockey families who said it is not cheap to play youth hockey. So to have the affordable option, and to have, if it's a high school event, it's a game, there was a club game. University of Tampa played Florida in women's hockey last year. The kids, what is it like when you see people who might not ever skate on an NHL, like this is the Lightning's ice, like this is their sheet, and they come out. Just what is it like for you to give them that experience?
Oh, it's like Christmas morning every single time, from the learn to skate kids who are just getting out there the first time to, University of Florida and University of Tampa coming out to even the high school kids and adults that we invite out to the arena. It's their eyes light up and they never think they're going to have that experience to skate on NHL ice. And everybody's super appreciative and just happy to be there. And, being able to give to the community, like, hey, come out and skate with us. Let's just have fun. And it's always a great time.
And it takes a village, a lot of partnerships, a lot of paper, a lot of moving parts that fans don't see make these kind of things happen. And just being a part of the Lightning organization to have such a good footing in the community, just how much, I don't want to call it easy, but it's got to make it easier to, to have your brand be so respected in the community.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, dating it back to, our 3 Stanley Cup runs and 2 championship rings, it certainly makes the job a little bit easier because the whole town gets involved. You see Lightning banners all over the city and, everybody wants to be a part of it to some degree. And, it also helps our own programming at that point. You see Lightning hockey going into April, May, and June. And it's like, all right, how can I be a part of that now?
And you have clinics coming up. There's spring break. There are camps, clinics, just kind of give people a glimpse of what is coming up. And if they want more information, how to kind of get that.
Yeah, so in March, we have a lot of different things going on. We have a youth ball hockey league and some ball hockey clinics starting. We have 8 different locations for our learn to play and learn to skates going. You can go to lightninghockeydevelopment.com where you can see all of the information and registration.
And just for the future, like you said, you're from Florida. People are like, what's hockey? I work with some people who grew up as Lightning fans and they said they never, from the Water Street Channelside district to what the Lightning has done to the community. Just how do you see this growing even bigger, if possible, in your time with the Lightning? Because you've been with them for about a decade, right?
Yep. This is my 10th season.
Okay. And, if you're here 10 more seasons, is it possible to grow this thing even more?
Oh, 100%. This next year, actually, it's another program coming into the mix. We're starting Tier 1 AAA hockey, 6 different teams from 2010 birth years all the way to 2016-17. It's going to be great. It's top tier talent in the Tampa Bay area competing at the highest level and, looking to be scouted and recruited to go up to higher leagues.
And just what, we're in a break right now, but there's really no break. If you're part of the wheels that are turning, just how excited for you to see the team get back on the ice, and they're playing pretty good hockey right now. I don't want to jinx them, but 19 out of 21 isn't too bad going into a break.
No, it certainly makes everything a lot easier for us. It's when you go on those losing stretches, it's everybody starts to turn their attention away a little bit. Right. So it's nice to see them turn it around and go on a bit of a winning streak there. And, knock on wood, they keep it coming right out of break. But no, it's awesome. It's the energy around town's absolutely electric, pun intended, of course.
Yeah, it's all in. And what's a website one more time if people want more information about camps, clinics, and all that?
The website's lightninghockeydevelopment.com.
Okay. And then other community projects, the Lightning's website. So perfect. Always pleasure to talk to you guys and see what you're doing in the community, because I'm from a place where hockey was a little more popular, but coming down here, I think it's past places in the Midwest. So it's very good to see. Aaron, thank you very much for your time, and
thanks
have a
for
good rest
me.
of the regular season and continue working 24/7 with all these different leagues and everything you have to do. All right, we're going to take a break real quick. Kyle will be back with me for a little fan zone action on the other side of this break on Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone.
Welcome back to the Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone.
Bolts Nation and bird fans, this is Sean Daly at the Florida Aquarium in downtown Tampa, where I keep finding the coolest Lightning fans. All right, Andrew, what jersey are you going to wear for your big TV appearance?
It's Gasparilla season, so we will probably go with the Gasparilla jersey.
Look at
today.
that! For 26 years, Andrew Kulagowski has volunteered at the Florida Aquarium, greeting guests and answering critter questions.
We have a bigger one in with the alligators, but I can't find him this morning. He seems to be hiding under the leaves.
The retired Dunedin man loves this work.
A lot of the times I will hang out over by the gators and the alligator snapping turtle.
Yeah.
And
that's the big ticket item.
Well, for me it is.
And he loves how close it is to the home of his beloved Tampa Bay Lightning. It's the perfect place to be a Lightning fan, isn't it?
Well, you can even take the trolley halfway.
That close proximity to Benchmark International Arena makes the aquarium staff a hotbed for serious Lightning fans. I recently met Caitlin Gangler, an animal caretaker here and a huge Bolts supporter.
We have 2 gators in here. We have blue and white.
Blue and white.
Yes.
There you go. It's all the synchronicity of your life, Andrew. Andrew is a Lightning season ticket holder, but he'll travel too.
Yeah, I went to Stockholm in 2019. Saw them play the Sabres over there.
Always wearing his lucky jerseys and his lucky hat. His boss, Melissa Dude, says Andrew is a special guy.
The same passion that he has for the Lightning, he has for the animals. Part of his purpose in life is being part of ours.
I am telling you guys, Andrew is living the life, isn't he? He's got his great volunteer gig. He's got the Lightning a couple blocks away. I love it. If you are a Bolts fan with an awesome story like his, reach out to me on Instagram at Sean Daly TV. At the Florida Aquarium, I am Sean Daly for Tampa Bay 28.
Rarely a bad day when you can hang out at the aquarium and then catch a Lightning game and what jersey do I wear? But my only, I don't want to say bone to pick, blue and white. The next two, it's got to be Thunder and Lightning, right? For the names of the alligators.
Oh,
I like blue and white, but
so when they're talking about birds, it made me think of something here real quick.
Okay. Oh,
what?
Buckle up.
What team names in the NHL are named after birds? Kevin Lewis. Let's go.
Penguins of Pittsburgh.
Oh, I thought that'd be the hard one for you.
Oh no, Pittsburgh Wait, are penguins birds?
They are.
Okay,
they are.
Because like people call the Miami Dolphins a fish, but dolphins aren't fish; they're mammals. Okay, penguins. I'm just gonna go up the coast.
So that's a tough one.
Tough.
They're both tough.
Not Flyers are not birds. Going up.
Andrew knows it. It's
Devils,
his favorite team.
It's his favorite team.
They had a movie about them.
Ducks fly together.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to make my way over to the West Coast, but
and we would have had the Atlanta Thrashers.
Okay.
Except for they moved to Winnipeg and became the Jets.
And then the Capitals, one of their logos is the bald eagle or the eagle or whatever. But that's okay. So, but penguins are birds. Okay, you grew up. That's the team
Atlanta
of your
Thrashers,
youth.
Yes.
And Atlanta Thrashers. Okay.
The state bird for the state of Georgia is a thrasher, a little tiny bird.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, learn something. The more you know. Okay.
You don't need to know that anymore because they don't exist.
Yeah.
Atlanta will get a team back.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure they will.
He's not bitter at all.
All right, when we come back on the Thunder Zone,
pause. Yes,
we're gonna look ahead to see what's next for our Tampa Bay Lightning when we come back on the Thunder
Zone. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone.
And welcome back to the final period of the Thunder Zone podcast. The Lightning back on the ice for practice on Wednesday. They'll practice Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. A small group that is not at the winter games, about 14, 15 guys out there on Wednesday.
Yes, head coach John Cooper, of course, handling Team Canada duties. Rob Zettler, one of his assistants, handling practice, said about what he expected because guys have been off for a little bit, get their mind and their bodies away from the game. But there's a lot of hockey and in not that much time coming up to end the season. And Zettler talked about both those things after the first practice session of the winter break.
I would say that overall, I felt like the guys were gassed at the end of practice after 45 minutes of up and down the ice. Some guys, we needed to work on the hands a little bit more when we were away. But overall it was good. I think it was a good first day to kind of get us back on track. I mean, we've had guys that have been essentially away from the rink for 10 days and they're coming back kind of refreshed. All these guys have been, one, traveling, two, playing hard games, practicing hard, emotionally, physically, kind of all of it. So they deserve some rest as well. What it is, we haven't talked about specifically yet, but we've just said, internally that, they deserve some rest and should get some rest to get them ready for the last stretch here. But I don't know the answer to when they'll be back on the ice.
So what is the challenge in preparing for the season to resume in 1 week when you've got, 8 or 9 guys still over there, Coop's over there?
Well, I think, we're well into the season. We're 55 games into the season. Structure-wise, essentially the guys know what they're doing. To me, it's like timing. And then anytime you come back, you get the skating legs back and you try and get the hands back, but you have to add an element of physicality or else you're not going to be ready, like during practice. So it's just like I talked to a few guys today. How was it? Well, it was tough, but we haven't even really battled yet, and that'll come over the next 3 or 4 days. So that'll be that one it's hard to emulate because obviously you don't want anybody to get hurt, but you have to implement that into practice, get these guys ready, because it's the one thing that kind of is hard to get back into. It's tiring, and you think you do it in practice, whatever, but practice gets to a level, then game gets to an even higher level, and we're going into the season now where teams are super desperate to win some hockey games. There's only 27 games left here, so it's going to be a fun stretch of a lot of hockey games.
That's right, a sprint to the end of the regular season. When they get back, 3 games in 4 days, and these are no slouches on the schedule they got coming up. Check out the schedule.
No, hit the ground running. 37-14-4, pretty good position, but look at that. Toronto at 401 channel side, then you get on a plane, go to Carolina, and then it's back for Buffalo. That Atlantic division has just been on fire the last 6 weeks or so. So it'll be very interesting and very entertaining as we start kind of looking forward to the home stretch of this season.
Yeah, we got Captain America coming to town, hopefully with a gold medal.
Right. Yeah, no
His buddy
question. We
Jake
should
Gensel.
knock on wood. We shall see. But a lot more coming up. Business will pick up as the Lightning get back at it next week against Toronto. So we will see you then. That is Kyle. I am Kevin. This is the Tampa Bay 28 Thunder Zone. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.